Hello everyone, Ghost here, and today I have the first in a 5-part series covering my top 5 heroes to get you started in Overwatch. I was recently lucky enough to gain access to the beta, and with more and more people being added in waves, they're having a tough time learning all the heroes, their abilities, the maps, game modes, etc. Especially when you're going up against people who have been playing the beta since it kicked off. I know a lot of you interested in Overwatch don't have access to the game yet, but it is my fond hope that these hero guides will be able to serve the community when the game releases, assuming their mechanics don't change too much. So in this video, I'll be covering the first of those 5 heroes, starting with offense heroes. However, I am going to pick at least one hero from each class, so you guys can fill any role within your team's composition. So without further ado, let's get started. Today we'll be taking a look at one of the easier offense heroes, Soldier 76. Now his bread and butter primary weapon is a pulse rifle. It's best used at medium range, but you can still mow down an opponent up close and personal. But do beware that you may not come out on top in a close quarters duel against a flanking class like for example Tracer or Reaper. Now despite his relative ease of use, he will reward you for good aim. A few headshots can go a long way in bursting down an enemy that little bit quicker, giving you the advantage. This weapon is one of the few in the game with a spread increase. Spread increases quickly, but the maximum spread isn't too much, so at medium to close range you can go full auto. Just make sure to burst fire at those longer ranges though. His right click ability fires helix rockets out of his pulse rifle that damage enemies in a small radius. On a direct hit, these will do 120 damage and anywhere from 13 to 80 damage based on distance if you only hit with the splash damage. Use these in conjunction with your primary fire to burst down an opponent quickly. Now it's also worth mentioning that helix rockets have a slight knockback effect, and in the right situation are capable of knocking an enemy off the map, killing them outright. You can also use them to perform a helix jump and reach places you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Your shift ability is sprint and does exactly what you'd expect. It sounds very simple, but this allows Soldier 76 to be a much more mobile character than somebody like McCree and resituate himself on the fly wherever he's needed, whether it be in a defensive or offensive manner. It also means you can join the fight again much faster than other heroes, especially when you're on the last stage of payload or the latter objective on defense point. It also allows you to jump farther than other heroes, allowing you to reach areas otherwise unreachable. Now with a bit of practice, if you couple this skill with a helix jump, you can get over very important ledges you would have never thought possible, so experiment around and use this to flank your enemies. Your E ability places a biotic field on the ground that will heal you and all allies within its radius. Therefore, its placement is very important. I recommend placing it just behind a corner in order to protect it from enemy fire, but also allowing you to peek the corner and fire or withdraw into cover whilst always being within its healing range. And finally, his ultimate ability, Tactical Visor. A very easy to use ultimate for new players. It's essentially auto-targeting and will target the closest player to your crosshair, although do bear in mind that you will have to reload and you will still have to compensate for the spread. So those are all my tips for Soldier 76. I hope somebody out there finds this video useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I will respond to them where possible. Good luck with Soldier 76 and I will see you guys next time when we will be covering Bastion. Cheers.